Sharkie Gamer here. So today we're taking a look at a very cool controller. This is the Space Invaders Anniversary Pack. This pack includes the Space Invaders Anniversary game for PlayStation 2, as well as a special tabletop controller. Now this bundle is made by TAITO, and it's for PlayStation 2. And of course, it's from Japan. So this is the front of the box. You can see the PlayStation 2, Space Invaders, shows you the game, and it gives you a peek at the controller itself. And of course, there's the TAITO logo down the bottom. The top is pretty much the same. Same with the sides. And the back has some Japanese on it. Alright, so let's open this up and have a closer look at the contents. So first up, you've got a bit of a sheet here, and the sheet just shows you some basic instructions. Then of course you've got the game. Got a cool kind of goldish colour there on the cover. And of course comes with the game disc, and you just get the manual. So it looks pretty cool. So bear with me guys while I just pull the controller part out. It's got a lot of packing in this one. Okay, so here it is. This is the table controller. So it's just like a mini table controller. Might move this stuff over just so we have a bit more room to work with here. There we go. So that is the Space Invaders table. So it looks pretty cool. It's made to sort of replicate the original Space Invaders arcade station. Looks pretty cool. That's the front of it. That's the top. You can see it's got some cool artwork there to replicate the original arcade, so it looks like it's on top of the machine. So they've put some cool artwork there. That's the side. That's the back. The other side, and of course the base here, it's got these suction feet on it so it can stick to a surface so that it doesn't move when you're playing with it. And moving to the front here, you can see there's actually some controls. Now first off, you have a joystick here, and this moves side to side. And then you've got your select and your start button, triangle and circle, and it's got some cool artwork behind that of like flying saucers, and you've got like a makeshift coin slot there, so it looks pretty cool as well. They've made it visually appealing and making it look like the original machine. So it just sits on a desk like that. It looks pretty cool. It really looks cool. Okay, so now you may look at this and think this is the controller itself, but it's not really a controller. It's more of a controller attachment, or I suppose you can call it a controller shell. you see how it actually works when you're playing with a game. First off, you open this lid up, so it opens up, and it reveals this mechanism inside. So there's nothing in there at the moment. It's just completely empty, and you've got all these little mechanisms there. So when you move the joystick, that moves. When you press these buttons, those move. So I'm pressing those. You can see they press forward. Same with these. And of course the joystick before. So basically these controls manipulate these things. So how it actually works when you're playing a game is you actually put a DualShock 2 controller in there. So I've got a DualShock 2 controller just here. So how it works, first off, you thread the cable through this little slot in the back. Okay, and you take the controller then, and you put it in the slot. There's actually a little grooves down there. Don't know if you can make that out. There's actually grooves just here that actually contour to it, and they actually fit. I'll try to get a better look at it. Just down there, so that when you actually put this in there, it slips into those little handle grooves right there, and it actually presses forward. You just got to get the sticks around them, like that, and it sits in there nicely. And then of course you would thread the cable right there, so it sits in a little groove. And when you close, there's actually a little bit of a thing up here, and that actually locks the controller in place so the controller doesn't move. So this little thing will go around it and actually clip it into place. So there's a little clip there, and that clips right on top of this thing and holds it. But normally, I'll just leave it open now to show you the mechanism. With this joystick, you can see the D-pad there. When you press this, it presses those buttons. So it presses the left and right buttons on the D-pad. When you press select, it hits the select button on the actual controller. Same with start. When you press this grey button just here, top one, it hits the triangle button on the controller. And when you press this one just here, it hits the circle button on the controller. So basically this is used to hit those, but make it feel like you're actually using an arcade controller. So it's pretty cool. And of course when you're ready to play, you take this one down, you snap it shut, which is magnets in the lid there, so it'll hold it shut. And then, like this, you're ready to play. You just plug it in to your console, load the game up, and you're ready to go. So now this is a pretty cool controller, so let's go have a look at some gameplay and kind of have a look at it in action. So as you can see from that gameplay, I haven't played Space Invaders in a while. I think it's been years. It must be years since I last played it, so I'm a bit out of practice. But it was still fun playing Space Invaders with this controller. This controller definitely works really well, and it definitely gives you the arcade feel when you're playing the game. And I mean, really, that's the whole idea. It's to give you that arcade kind of feel while you're playing on a PS2. So if you're a fan of Space Invaders and you like playing Space Invaders, then this is something that you definitely have to have. It looks cool, it works well, and being Space Invaded is very collectible. So definitely for any Space Invaders fans or collectors, this is something that needs to be in your collection. And of course it looks cool enough that when you're not using it, you of course could put it on display on a shelf or something like that, and it would still look pretty cool. And of course it's easy to access when you actually want to use it. You just pop a DualShock 2 controller into this inside here, and you're right to go. And what I really like about this, as in a controller attachment, it is really high quality. I mean, the legs here are metal, you know, it's nicely made, nicely molded. All the buttons feel really nice to push. The joystick feels really nice. That mechanism is really nice. So this joystick mechanism there to press it, it feels really nice, even though it's just pressing those buttons to actually do it. It does feel really nice to use. The joystick does take a little bit to get used to, like especially playing Space Invaders, but otherwise it does the job, and it gives you that arcade experience. It really does. So as a controller attachment, it's not cheaply made. It actually looks really nice. It's really quality made as well, which is always nice when they put a bit of effort into making it. So it looks cool, it's well made, it works well, and this thing would definitely be more cheaper than buying an actual Space Invaders arcade unit. So if you want a cheaper solution to have an arcade style controller for the Space Invaders for the PS2, then this is something for you. And these are not really rare, actually. You would think, being such a unusual kind of controller, it would be a bit unique and a bit more rarer, but it's actually not. You see this quite often on eBay, and I don't think they're not too expensive the last time I checked eBay. So I mean, if you're after one, then definitely go check out eBay. They usually got quite a few listed, so you should have no trouble finding them. So yeah, if you love Space Invaders on the PS2 and you want an arcade controller, then this is definitely something for you. And of course, great for arcade collectors, or if you're collecting arcade games or something like that, then definitely this thing is awesome. Works well and gives you that arcade feel while playing the game. So that was the Space Invaders Anniversary Edition with the tabletop controller. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Sharkie Gamer. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have heaps more gaming controller and accessory videos up very shortly. As always, feel free to leave a comment down below, and if you like this video, then hit that like button. It really helps out a lot, guys. Thanks for watching.